Hello, everybody. Welcome back for another weekly pick a card reading. So, today's topic, we're going to find out how past connections view you now. Now, this is not just exclusively about a romantic partner from your past, all right? This can be anybody. So, we have here three options as always. This is group number one, that's Sardonyx. We have clear quartz for group number two, and we have Sunstone for group number three. So take your time in selecting which of these three options you are drawn to. And as always, only take what applies to your situation and leave what doesn't. Hello, Sardonyx. Let's get started. Spirit guides, archangels, and angels, please provide some guided messages for the collective which chose group number one. You have here Ace of Pentacles. Wow, you got the Sun. You have the Hangman in reverse. Seven of Pentacles. King of Swords. Four of Cups in reverse. Bottom of the deck, you have Two of Pentacles. Interesting. So I'm seeing here air signs, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini. And then we also have here Earth energies, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. We also have here Pisces if it's water, and then Leo if it's fire. All right, so how do past connections view you now, group number one? Well, this is actually really good. Your past connections view you now as somebody's really happy, very optimistic. All right, you change a lot is what I'm hearing. I'm hearing from Spirit that most of your past connections view you as somebody who has changed in such a way that maybe in the past you're a lot more emotional, all right, or you're having a hard time balancing your feelings, all right. Maybe, for instance, if in the past you're more emotional, it's hard for you to kind of like think logically at times. So they're actually basically saying that, oh, group number one has matured so much. Group number one has matured in such a way that they're more balanced now. They have this perfect balance between their emotions as well as their logical mind. Okay, that's really what I'm getting here. I feel as well that most of your past connections view you now as somebody who's happy wherever you are right now, even if it's not the case for some of you. Like maybe that's how you are projecting, because let's just keep it real. All right, that's how they view you. They're viewing you as you are okay where you are right now, that you're having fun, you are really, enjoying your time, all right, that you don't really care about them anymore, all right, and that you're okay where you are right at this very moment, okay, even if it's not the case, all right, because again, these are their perception, or these are the things that they are thinking about you, okay, about how they view you or see you. It's not necessarily correct. Always remember that. But that's actually what I'm picking up here based on the cards that are laid out for you. And again, look at this with the Sun. We see your child, okay? You've grown so much, group number one. You got here the King of Swords. So King of Swords is somebody who's actually more logical, somebody's more disciplined. So I'm getting here that there is definitely a positive shift. That's how they view you. Like if in the past they may view you as somebody who's actually kind of like a child, or you're immature, you've grown to become this very, very, mature, logical, disciplined person, okay, than before. And at the same time, even with this Hangman in reverse, all right, I'm actually, getting here that maybe in the past you may have the tendency to kind of like do things impulsively, all right, without thinking about it. And they're seeing those changes as well, that before you act on something or you decide about something, you're very careful. That's another thing that I'm getting. You're carefully weighing things with this Two of Pentacles. Maybe in the past, when you want something, you just go after it, all right? Some of you, you are kind of like having a hard time as well seeing the good things in your life or appreciating, you know, the things in your life. That's also what they're saying basically. But now it's like you are happy with what you have. You can actually appreciate the moment. You're not the same person as before who has a tendency to only feel happy if things are going your way, just like a kid, all right? That's actually what I'm picking up here. So again, maturity is actually very strong for group number 1. Okay. Wow. This is such an interesting reading. So let's try to pull up more cards here. How past connections view you now, group number 1. Let's see here. Wow. 10 of Cups, completion. Oh my gosh. Alrighty. Let's see. See, they're viewing you as somebody who has almost everything that they want and that you're really satisfied where you are right now, even if it's not really the case. Let's just put it that way, okay? Because again, it's all about perception. And look at that, success. Oh my gosh. Wow. All right, so let's see. Oh boy, you got observed. So whoever these people are, or this person's carefully watching you. Because you got observe over here, and then you actually got this panther over here. Oh, wow. This person, you know, can see how you've improved so much. And I'm pretty sure that this person or these people were able to witness that you are now in a great place, all right? That you became successful, all right? So, for instance, this can be, you know, somebody from your school, or maybe your college friend, or somebody you've worked with in the past, and now they're seeing you and they're like, wow, group number 1 has changed so much, whether it's not only the looks, but the success that you are actually experiencing right now in your life, whether it's actually about your career, your business, or whatsoever. Wow. This is so freaking beautiful. Let's see what else. Self-discipline. Are you kidding me? Gosh. We were just talking about discipline, right? Because when I saw the King of Swords, all right, because again, like what I said, the King of Swords is somebody's actually very disciplined, okay? This is also kind of like a supervisor. Some of you maybe... All right, this is very specific. Some of you probably are already, you know, a manager, or you've been handling a lot of people right now, and they're like, wow, group number 1 is so successful. Group number 1 is now leading people, because again, this is an authority figure as well. So you've changed so much, all right? So maybe these are your colleagues as well from the past, and they're viewing you as somebody who has grown so much. You became successful in your career, all right? And yeah, you are also much more self-disciplined now, okay? Because the word discipline is so strong when I saw this King of Swords, and to see this card, that's a strong validation from spirit, especially around decision making. Because again, like what I said, I feel that in the past, for some of you, you may have the tendency to kind of like just, you know, think impulsively or do some things without, you know, really thinking about it. But now they're seeing you that you're more disciplined, all right? That you're not really in a rush. You're carefully, you know, analyzing, observing the situation before you take action, or before you actually do something. Just like with this Black Panther over here. The Black Panther is actually kind of like very careful, very vigilant. He is actually waiting carefully before he's going to pounce on his prey. That's really what I'm getting for group number 1. Wow, you guys. This person or these people, they're actually seeing you as somebody who's become so successful in whatever it is that you're doing. The success, it can be, you know, in your work or other achievements, all right? It can also be where you just are right now. Like you're happy with a 10 of Cups. You're feeling satisfied, all right, with your current situation right now. Gosh, I love this. Let's see what else. Success again in terms of, yeah, you got your cornucopia, abundance, wealth, all right? So maybe, you know, past connections are viewing you as somebody who's very successful financially speaking. But for others of you, again, wealth is not necessarily just, of course, tied to money. Okay. It can be other stuff. So you're feeling much more satisfied. Maybe you are actually happy right now with a new group of friends. All right. Or you're actually happy with their love life, you know, things like that. It can be anything, but they're actually viewing you as somebody who already have the things that you've been hoping for, all right, or the things that would actually make someone feel so satisfied, and somebody would actually say that, yeah, I finally got my dream, like I finally am living my dream. I'm also hearing that very strongly. Yeah, maybe in the past you got the dry desert here. Okay. So again, from something that is totally the opposite, like everything is dry, everything is actually kind of like blank and all that. Like it's just really, really with the dry desert, like there's no water, right? So I'm just really getting here that things has actually changed for you. They are viewing you now as somebody who's actually filled with a lot of happiness. There's abundance right now for you in your life, all right? You're actually getting what you want. You're achieving a lot in your work, things like that. Wow, this is very interesting. So let's see. See, I told you, observer. Oh my gosh. They've been observing you, or this person has been observing you. So whether they're spying on your social media, I'm really, you know, seeing here group number one, that whoever this person is, or they are, because I'm picking up for some of you, it can be a lot of people. Maybe they're kind of like just really witnessing how things has changed for you from this dry desert to something really bountiful. All right. You guys are now maybe also posting something in your social media about achieving some material stuffs, you know, maybe you bought a house or you bought some things and they're like, wow, group number one, you have changed. Like you are really successful now in your life. You can actually buy the things that you want, or you were able to afford to buy this. I know I'm getting something material for some of you, material possessions and wealth. Wow. Let's see what else. And that's why I said perception, because people, you know, let's just, you know, keep it real, group number one. And it's real talk. Okay, people may have the tendency to just post the things that they wanted to post online, of course, the good ones, all right? But you just don't know what's going on in the background, right? Sometimes we may actually just post something that we are very interested in at the moment, all right? Or we can actually post the things that we bought, all right? So people will have this view or perception that everything is going well for you, that you have all of these, you know, great stuffs and all that. Again, like what I said, this is just their perception, okay? Based maybe from what they're actually seeing, because again, you got the observer card over here. So maybe, you know, for a lot of you, I feel it can be social media. That was so strong. Yeah, and then you got your pride. I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So I'm getting two things, all right? How they view you right now, all right? Your past connections. Like what I said, I feel that they are viewing you as somebody who has grown so much. Maybe some of you may have the tendency to settle for less in the past, all right? But now they're seeing you as somebody who knows their worth, all right? Because you see here, I love myself and I see myself in everyone. So maybe they're seeing you as somebody who's grown so much. You're actually really strong right now. You're the king of swords. You can switch roles if you're a woman watching this. So again, they're seeing you as a very strong person and somebody who has raised their standards. I keep on hearing that, okay? Like you've elevated your standards and that you're also proud. With the pride card over here, they're viewing you as somebody who's very proud of your achievements or the things that you were able to get, or the things that you were able to accomplish because of your hard work. And they're like, wow, group number one, they're big, okay? They've gone big is what I'm hearing. Wow. Some of you I'm hearing, maybe, for instance, because this is this specific message I'm hearing right now from Spirit, like these people can be your college friends. I keep on hearing college or people, let's just put it this way, people you've actually hang out with when you were younger, all right, and maybe they still have, access to your social media, or they probably check you out on social media, and they're like, wow, the looks of group number one also changed, and then somebody became popular. All right, so maybe you're actually popular in your social media as well. For instance, now you are very much successful as a, yeah, kind of like a vlogger. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Somebody's a vlogger watching group number one, or even a tarot reader. However, they're kind of like, wow, you became so popular now. Like maybe back in the days, it's like maybe you're just one of the group, or you're just trying to fit in. That's another thing. And with this pride, it's like, okay, I know myself now. I don't need to fit in with other people, or I don't need to act a certain way just to be accepted. Like you've grown. You get what I'm saying, group number one? That's really what I'm picking up here. And they're like, wow. And now, group number one has been drawing a lot of attention. You're kind of like a magnet. That's what I'm picking up here. People are watching you. Oh, gosh. This is so freaking beautiful. Let's see, what else? Hidden motivations. Resistance. Solitude. Wow, there's a lot of cards. Solitude, rejoice, and celebration. Let's get another one. Universe. Okay. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Group number one. Okay. So I'm hearing very, very strongly based on all of these cards here. Again, these people can be your, friends. Maybe you're still friends with them. Maybe college friends or old friends or what, or colleagues. Okay. Or people that you've dated in the past. All right. Because what I'm actually hearing right now from Spirit is that these people or this person is actually seeing you as somebody, who is more kind of like, enjoying your natural self. That's what I'm hearing too. Like maybe in the past you're kind of like the shy type. That's another thing I'm hearing. Not for all of you, but they're like, wow, group number one has changed so much. Back in the days, or when we're still in college, like group number one is just really the awkward type, like really quiet or what. But group number one has changed so much. Like you're more outgoing. I'm hearing that. Not for all of you. Again, please note it's a general reading, so only take what applies, because that's what I'm hearing right now. Maybe back in the days you were kind of like more of like the shy type. You don't really, socialize with people, and now you're like a social butterfly, or you're drawing a lot of attention from people and all that, and they're like, wow, gosh, is that group number one back in high school or back in college? That's what I'm hearing. Number two, I'm also hearing that somebody watching group number one, maybe you already have kids, okay? You have children, because I'm drawn to this hidden motivations card. And I'm hearing them saying, wow, group number one already has kids. And the good thing that I heard was that you don't look as if you're a mom. Okay, especially for the women watching. Like, even if you're a mom already, they're like, wow, she doesn't look like a mom. Like, how can she maintain that very, very beautiful body? That was what I was hearing, especially if you may have more than one kid or children. That's really what I'm getting. They're like, wow, a sexy mama still. That's what I'm hearing too. And then another message I'm getting from Spirit is that some of them, they're saying that they're viewing you as somebody who is just more open, right, to dating someone new. Maybe you have kind of like also posted, not for all of you though, but you may have posted somebody that you're currently dating, all right? And so this person has been seeing it like, oh, okay, so group number one is now dating someone new. He or she is enjoying their life, all right, without me. I don't know, I'm hearing that. So maybe this is actually for those people that you had a situationship with. Okay, not necessarily an ex, but it can be. But yeah, so maybe, in the past, you're just very much glued to them. All right, if it's an ex or a person you had a situationship with. But now they're like, okay, so group number one is actually going out there back in the dating scene, enjoying, having, great fun and all that. So that's what I'm also getting here. Wow, group number one. There's a lot of messages for you guys. This is quite interesting. You might be also seeing the number three. Okay. That is also very, very strong for group number one. Anyway, let's move on to the next set of cards. Oh, yeah, crystalline. Okay. Mm-hmm. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Even when it comes to the looks. Okay. Work through your fears. Mm-hmm. Food. Okay, let's pull up another one. Mature woman. Are you kidding me? Wow. What? I can't believe it. I was just talking about that at the very start of the reading. You've grown so much. You became so mature. Remember, I said something like maybe in the past, you're kind of like, viewed by them as somebody's immature, or you tend to kind of like make, some hasty decisions without thinking about it. And they're now seeing you as somebody who's much more disciplined. All right. You take your time. You carefully weigh things. All right. So again, in other words, you have matured so much. Okay. And there's something about looks as well. Okay, that's another thing. Like, you had a glow up, group number one, and congratulations, because I tell you, these people are saying now, like, oh my gosh, is that group number one? Her looks has changed, or his look, it became really different. And again, in a very, very positive way. Like, you look so freaking hot. Okay. So maybe in the past, when you guys were still together, whether these are your colleagues or your friends, from high school or whatsoever, maybe you're actually, again, because I heard that earlier, the shy type, or maybe you're not really into fashion or what. And now they're actually seeing you as somebody who has grown up, like your looks has changed. That's actually what I'm getting. Somebody watching group number one definitely is kind of like into crystals or tarot reading because they got the crystalline, because that's what I heard earlier. So maybe now they're viewing you as, oh my gosh, group number one is now popular in social media and YouTube, all right, being a tarot reader. So somebody watching group number one, because that's what I heard, is a popular tarot reader watching. And hello, by the way. So yeah, so they're actually seeing you as, my gosh, you have grown so much. You're like attracting a lot of attention, a lot of people. I'm hearing popularity. Okay. And you were able to work through your fears. All right. Maybe that's it. Maybe in the past, you may appear as somebody's either socially awkward, or you're not really good when it comes to expressing yourself. You're kind of like afraid of attention, or you're afraid that people might judge you, is what I'm hearing. So you kind of like try to work in the background. But because of you learned so much, you've matured so much, like with the Pride card, like, hey, you know what? I should just be my natural self. This is who I am. I don't care whatever people are going to say to me. All right. And I could resonate with that because honestly, especially if you're doing spiritual career or spiritual work, there is fear in such a way that people will either make fun of you and say you're a weirdo. Okay. And of course, it's not generally accepted, right? Some people may even view tarot reading as evil when it's not. It depends on how you use it, right? So again, I could understand that because there's a lot of fear here. Maybe this is the energy that you've been embracing in the past, but now they're seeing you stepping out of your comfort zone and you don't care about what other people, say or think about what you're doing. And that's freaking amazing. Oh my gosh. Another thing, they're also, showing me here in the cards that in the past, you may also kind of like feel insecure. I don't know, I'm hearing that too. Maybe you're insecure about your looks, your weight, or what. And like what I said, it's like you had a glow up. Group number one. That's really strong. Like, oh my gosh, have you seen group number one? Group number one's changed, so much in her or his appearance. Okay. They look so freaking good now. All right. And you're not the same insecure individual in the past who's probably really shy about how you look, about your weight, because I'm hearing that very, very strongly. And so you're actually feeling good. Okay. You're feeling good about yourself right now. And look at this. With this apple, you're the apple of the eye of those people around you. All right. Like you're shining. Definitely. You're shining. You are definitely, having a lot of attention is what I'm picking up. That's how they view you now. And again, on top of you are more mature than ever. How freaking beautiful is this? I love this reading. Okay. So anyway, let's actually move on to the next set of cards. By the way, this is not an uber long reading, okay? I'm just really curious about what's going to come up. Okay, you got computer, upgrade your mental software. Okay, so again, there's something about maturity, upgrade, like you've upgraded, not just mental software, but it's more of like, again, you have improved so much, which is very positive, all right? And maybe, you have changed a lot in so many ways, not only your look or appearances, but maybe how you also socialize with people, all right? How you actually present yourself, because there's something about that for group number one. And even computers. So some of you are very popular, or at least, maybe you are popular in your social media, or if you have a YouTube channel as well, that's another thing I'm getting. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay, you got Green Man Synergy. Let's pull up another one. Let's try this one. You have, okay. Oh, very interesting. Wow, really? I love what I'm hearing. Okay, again, you got pride. You got pride earlier, okay? Wow, this is so freaking beautiful. I love this. I can't wait. Let me just pull up 3 more cards. Mm-hmm. Okay. Let's get one last. Okay. Yeah. Now, this is very, very beautiful, group number one. I'm hearing a lot of messages just by looking at all of these cards for you. So here's what I'm actually getting. We've already discussed this, all right? So you are kind of like, a different version of yourself now, right? With this computer. Kind of like from version, 1.1 to 2.0. That's really what I'm getting. That's how they view you right now, okay? For some of you, I'm hearing and I'm seeing as well some very specific messages from Spirit, so only take what applies. Some of you may have changed your diet. So there's something about diet. There's something about you changing what you're eating. So maybe people are viewing you now as, let's say, you're vegan. Maybe in the past you're not, There's something about diet. Others of you, again, weight. Like because of you've been dieting, you've been paying attention to your health or to your overall well-being, all right? They're seeing you're glowing up and that you're looking so fit now. That's really strong as well, okay? For others of you, there is also something about maybe they may have underestimated you, That's another thing I'm hearing right now. Maybe you've talked about your dreams, like this is my dream, and they're kind of like saying, maybe not necessarily saying it to you, but maybe deep down they're kind of like saying, oh, I don't think that group number one is going to be able to achieve that dream because it's really, too much, or it's kind of like too impossible for it to happen. Well, you've proved them wrong, group number one. The fantasy that you've been sharing to these people, you're living it, girl, or you're living it, boy. So way to go. Wow. And they're like, I can't freaking believe this. Group number one was just talking about it when we were still in high school or college. And now he or she is living their dream. Whoa. And then there's another one. There's something about people from your past may view you as somebody who really has low self-esteem. Okay. And you may have the tendency as well to crave for external validation in order to feel accepted. Because I heard earlier trying to fit in. Okay. Or you just really, are either feeling less confident of yourself. There are so many insecurities for some of you. And now they're seeing you as you are. Just proud of who you are right now. You're enjoying yourself. You love yourself. And you don't need someone's approval just to feel good about yourself. And that's the pride, okay? Wow, I love this. Group number one, okay? There's another one. Oh, gosh, a lot of messages I noticed. Okay, actually two. All right, hold up. So I'm hearing right now from Spirit that for some of you, because these are very specific messages though, for some of you, there's actually something about your behavior, okay? For instance, what I'm actually hearing specifically, just to let you know, somebody watching group number one, maybe in the past you were easily, either angered, you're very sensitive, or you may have some, I'm hearing flare-ups or what, and now they're viewing you as somebody who's actually totally the opposite. Like you've matured so much, you're actually not really, getting upset right away. Not to say that you're not feeling upset, but it's like you have changed in terms of your behavior. There's something about temper, really, because I heard flare up and all that, or somebody who may have the tendency to be argumentative or what. I don't know. I'm just really getting that right now from Spirit. And then the other example I'm also hearing from Spirit is that, yeah, a successful businessman or businesswoman, okay? So they're actually viewing you now as somebody who's really successful in your business. Maybe in the past you've been working the 9-to-5 job, okay? And so maybe these are your former colleagues and they're like, wow, group number one is their own boss. You are your own boss now, group number one. That's what I'm hearing. The CEO of your own company, of course. Like, you are the CEO now. So that's what I'm getting. Gosh, this is such a beautiful reading. So it's very positive. The people from your past, whether these are exes, people you've worked with or what, they're actually really proud of you, okay? Some of them, of course, they're jealous in a positive way. Not necessarily very, negative, but it more like, yeah, they're like jealous, like they wish they could be like you. All right, that's what I'm getting. But before I wrap things up, let me actually pull up a random message for you guys. Let's do that. Message for group number one, please. Oh, the spiritual teacher. Oh gosh. So this is actually not for all of you, okay? But remember earlier, I was picking up somebody watching group number one is even a popular tarot reader, okay? Or somebody who's actually, doing some sort of like a spiritual career. Let's just put it that way. Whether, for instance, you're a spiritual teacher, okay? Or you're a healer. And again, you're working with a lot of people. And now they're seeing you like, wow, you're totally different now, group number one, okay? Some of them, they're not expecting that you would be shifting career. That's another thing that I'm hearing, all right? So maybe from doing the 9-to-5 job into something, yeah, spiritual, okay? So that's another thing I'm getting. But anyway, Regardless, it says here, there are great rewards in spending time alone. Use those moments of solitude to focus on love and ways in which you might give to those around you. Shine your light as an example for others to follow. Seek out a spiritual mentor of your own if your life feels unfulfilled right now. So this can be just a message, all right, for some of you, but others of you, somebody watching group number 1 is actually doing some sort of like a spiritual career, whether again, a psychic, tarot reader, or a healer, Reiki master, whatever, okay? So I feel as well that this is the Hermit card, by the way. I feel Spirit is kind of like wanting as well for you to keep on shining your light. If you've been doing this work, the spiritual stuff, keep shining your light. Use your abilities, all right, for the highest good of everyone. Use your gifts and abilities to reach people, to help people, all right? Because you're creating a legacy as well. So that's all I have for you, group number 1. I so freaking love this reading. These are the things, you know, that they're saying about you, all right? Or how they're also viewing you right now, which is very positive. So as always, I'll see you again next week. Love and light. Hello, Clear Quartz. It's actually your turn. So let's find out how past connections view you now. Group 1's reading. Wow, it's actually packed with a lot of messages. So I'm wondering what's going to be yours, okay? So spirit guides, archangels, and angels, please provide some guided messages for the collective, which shows group number 2. How past connections view group number 2 now. Oh my gosh, the sun. Wow, okay. You have justice. All right. You have King of Cups. You have Five of Pentacles in reverse. What is this? Ace of Wands. Okay. And then 10 of Swords. Wow. Okay. Bottom of the deck, Knight of Wands in reverse. Alrighty. Okay. So I'm seeing here, well, we have Libra, if it's actually air. We also have here fire signs, especially Leo and Sagittarius. We also have water signs, Scorpio, Pisces, and Cancer. All right, so group number 2, how past connections view now. This is actually great. So one, what I'm actually hearing, and it's not for all of you, of course, but for some of you guys who are already married, or maybe you are already, you know, a parent, okay, so past connections are viewing now as somebody's just happily married, or that you already have children, or right, maybe in the past, whether these are your colleagues, or whether these are your high school friends, and they're now viewing you as, oh, okay, so group number 2 is already happily married with kids, all right, that's what I'm getting. But for others of you, I'm hearing that there's also maturity, just like for group number 1. And they're more like talking about emotional maturity, okay? Because King of Cups is also a court card that talks about a person who's very emotionally mature, okay? So you have grown so much as well, just like for group number 1. And also getting here as well that for some of you, maybe these people were also able to witness the many hardships that you were faced with in the past, all right? And now they're seeing you as a much more stronger, much more wiser, where a person was able, all right, to overcome something that is very, very difficult, okay? And so they're viewing you as a very, very strong individual, despite of the many hardships that you were faced with, okay? And another thing that I'm hearing for group number 2 is that this is something specific though. Somebody actually got out of a marriage. All right, I don't know who was this for, but yeah, maybe these are your friends still. All right, even though you're not probably always hanging out or talking to each other, but maybe they were able to find out that you just got out of marriage. Not for all of you. Again, this is a very specific message from Spirit. And so they're actually viewing you now that despite of the pain of losing someone, or that you actually got out of a very, not so good relationship, let's just put it that way, they're actually seeing you as somebody who's feeling still good about yourself, all right? That despite of, going through something that is really heavy, that you are feeling much more happier. You're actually, your aura is actually, what I'm hearing is actually a lot more better, or that your aura is actually really good, okay? You're still having a good time despite of going through something very difficult, whether it's you losing, your marriage or what, because I'm hearing marriage for someone out there, all right? For others of you, what I'm actually picking up is that maybe these are your exes, or maybe these are your past flings or whatsoever, but they're actually kind of like saying right now that you are actually with someone who's really kind of like totally different, from them, all right? And maybe these people or these men or women are like, wow, so group number 2 is finally with someone new, all right? And maybe you are either dating this person, or you're actually already in a committed partnership with this person, and they're like, wow, so group number 2 has changed so much. He or she already has this new person in their life, and it seems as if that he or she's very happy with the Sun card over here, all right? So they're kind of like, I'm more of like picking up bitterness, honestly, all right? And they're like, not to say they don't want to see you happy, but it's more coming from the place of ego, all right? Like to see you that you're happy with this new person that you are with right now. You get what I'm saying? That's really what I'm picking up. And that you were able to move on, all right? Because maybe in their mind, they're like, kind of like wanting to feel that you're still after them, or in their mind they're kind of like, kind of like thinking that maybe you're still in love with them, or that maybe you guys are going to get back together, but it's just really, not the case, which is good, because I really feel that all of these exes, all right, or past flings, or people that wasn't really good for you, all right, they're now actually seeing you as somebody who's happy with their current relationship, with their current partner, okay? And it really did hurt or wound their ego, all right? Gosh, it's hard to explain it, because I want to make sure that I'm going to deliver the message in such a way that it's actually not so biting or what. But honestly, that's what I heard. I could really pick up bitterness from some of them, okay? That they're kind of like, not to say they don't want you to be happy, but it hurts them to see that you're happy with this new person that you're with. Whether you're dating with this new person, or you're already in a committed partnership with this person, and they're like, wow, I can't believe it. They've moved on, okay? Like, I'm out of the picture. That's actually what I'm hearing. So, yeah, well, good for you, okay? As long as you're happy, as long as you're really, okay right now with whoever you are with right now, or whoever this message is for, wow. Kill them with jealousy, okay? Well, because of, you kind of like just prove to them, even if you're not intentionally doing that you deserve someone better, all right? Maybe you've dealt with somebody who's kind of like a player, or somebody just played with your heart, okay? Or somebody who just didn't, really treated you right. Let's just put it that way, okay? And now that you're actually dating, or you're with this new person, they're like, I can't believe it. So I'm out of the picture. That's actually what I heard. I'm out of the picture. Group number 2 seems to have moved on from me completely. All right. Oh my gosh. Wow, this is very interesting. But there's another message, okay? Not for all of you again. I can't believe it. This reading is packed with a lot of specific messages. This is for a male viewer. Okay, and the specific message I'm hearing from Spirit is that maybe these are your old friends or what, okay? Or maybe you were still in good terms with them, of course. But I'm just really hearing right now they're like viewing you now as a much more mature guy, in such a way that maybe in the past, when you guys were still together, or the way that they perceive you in the past, you're kind of like the happy-go-lucky person, all right? You're not really responsible, okay? Or that you are, I'm even hearing, a player, like kind of like a player, like you date a lot of, women and all that, and you don't settle for just one person, because I'm hearing a player, honestly, but they're like, wow, group number 2 is already married. I can't believe it. Maybe you've told this person or these people that you don't really believe in marriage. I'm also hearing that somebody doesn't believe in marriage, and they're like, I can't believe it. But now they're actually, group number 2 is happily married to someone or is married with someone. Gosh, that was so specific again. Yeah, and I'm hearing that they are actually wowed by the fact that you're a very responsible parent. Let's just put it that way, because we can still, switch roles. But that was so specific. I'm hearing it for a guy viewer of group number 2. Okay, I don't know who this is for, but anyway, let's move on to the next set of cards. Wow, I can't believe this reading. It's packed with a lot of specific messages. Let's see what else. How past connections view you now. And by the way, guys, these are just their perceptions, okay? Not necessarily it's correct. Because, for instance, let's just say it's a social media. And we have a tendency, let's just keep it real, there is a tendency for people to just post, what is good on social media. Of course, you're not going to share everything about yourself, right? And most people, they would just post what they just wanted to post, of course. And that's how they were really basing off their perceptions from, based on what you've been posting, let's just say, all right? But they're not really sure about what's going on, in the background, things like that. So again, in other words, what I wanted to say, it's just their perception of you or how they view you right now, okay? Let's see, what else? You got 4 of Cups, okay. All right. All right, you got Courage. You have Rest and Reconsider. And you got your spirituality. Wow, okay, just like group number 1. A lot of spiritual people. Whether you are a healer, whether you're a psychic, empath, yeah, I noticed that, even for group number 1. But anyway, what I'm actually getting with all these 4 cards, first, I heard this very specific message that people from your past, they actually view you as somebody who became so courageous with this Courage card, and I would take that based on what we are seeing here. Because what I actually heard that maybe in the past, not to say you're a pushover, but I'm just really getting that when maybe in the past, when you were hurt by somebody, you just kind of like shrug it off and you just don't do anything about it. So there's something about strength. There's something about you learning how to protect yourself, because that's what I'm hearing. Like, you're defending yourself. You know how to stand up for yourself. That's where the courage is coming from. So maybe in the past, they were viewing you as somebody who gets bullied all the time, or you're just basically not doing anything when people are trying to walk on you or walk all over you. And now they're seeing you as somebody who knows how to defend themselves in the right way, without being too aggressive or without being too mean, right? But the fact that they're seeing you as somebody who's really strong and more courageous, who knows how to defend themselves or stand on their own feet, that's another thing that I'm actually hearing very strongly. Another thing that I'm actually picking up as well is that people from your past may view you as somebody with this boredom, okay? Because you got two cards about, yeah, kind of like you're just resting, all right? You're not really satisfied with your situation. Because again, Four of Cups is talking about not feeling satisfied or you're bored about your situation. They're actually kind of like viewing you as somebody who's full of life now, all right? So maybe these are your former coworkers or colleagues, whatever type of career, because for some of you, I'm hearing spiritual work, okay? So even if you're not resonating with spiritual work, maybe in the past, your former colleagues are seeing you as somebody who's bored in your previous work, okay? Like you're not really feeling inspired and all that, and that now they're seeing you enjoying what you're currently doing. So whether it's a spiritual career, or it's whatever type of career or field or job, that's what I'm getting. And another thing for the spiritual career, they're like, wow, I can't believe it. Some of them, they're not expecting that you will be actually shifting a totally different type of career. For instance, you've been working a 9 to 5 job or what, and they're like, I didn't know that you're actually spiritual, right? So I'm getting a very zen, I'm getting a very, yeah, peaceful energy. That's another thing that I'm hearing right now from spirit. And they're kind of like, viewing you now as somebody who's actually much more, yeah, much more mature emotionally. Again, with the water over here, because this is cups energy. So you're more mature emotionally. You don't get really overwhelmed anymore. You're kind of like more at peace with yourself. That's another thing that I'm hearing just by looking at these cards. Okay, so very zen feel, zen like energy. All right, kind of like a monk. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Yeah, that was so strong. I just heard that right now. Wow, there's a lot of messages. I can't believe this. And it's really specific, just like for group number 1. But anyway, let's move on to the next set of cards. Let's see here. Let's grab this one. How past connections view group number 2 now. Yeah, see, you got the Magician in the mirror. Oh my gosh, wow. Very strong, very powerful, okay? Kind of like a wizard, especially for those who are resonating with, yes, I'm doing a spiritual career, all right? So whether you're a tarot reader or healer or what, but even if you're not, okay, they're actually seeing you as somebody who's so powerful. All right. You are also a powerful manifester that you were able to achieve your dreams now. All right. And at the same time, more balance with this fire and ice. So I'm getting as well that people from the past are viewing you as a much more balanced person as well. Oh gosh. And much more, again, much more wise, because I'm hearing enlightened. You're more enlightened and you're kind of like talking in a very profound way now, and they're like, wow, group number 2, is that really you? That's what I was hearing. Yeah, you got gentle gardener. So again, they're actually viewing you now, because this is about thoughts, what you're planting. So I'm actually, getting very strongly for group number 2 is that the way you think, you view situations, how you actually share your knowledge, it has grown so much. Like, people from the past are viewing you as somebody who's so deep, profound, knowledgeable. So again, it's also equivalent to maturity. Like, you've matured so much, all right? Maybe in the past, you tend to look at certain situations in a mature way, all right? Or immature way, rather. Or maybe in the past, you may have a tendency to look at things, differently. But now they're seeing you as, wow, you're wise, you're deep, okay? That's why I'm getting very a Zen-like kind of feel. I don't know. Or somebody's kind of like a monk, the enlightened one. Yeah, kind of like roomy as well. I don't know. I'm getting that too. Let's see. What else? Yeah, regeneration. Okay. Ah, yeah, happiness. Okay. This is so freaking beautiful, and I'm so proud for my group too, because that's also the message I heard at the very beginning of your reading, group number two. Some of you went through so many difficulties in life, okay? And these people are definitely aware of it. So whether you have shared your experiences with them, or if they were just able to witness the old you versus the new you, okay? So they're viewing you now as somebody again who has grown so much as well. You became so wise despite of the many difficulties, despite of the hardships you face, okay? Because you got your regeneration. Like you were able to bounce back. That's really what I'm getting. So maybe they were able to witness the things you've lost, all right? Or the things you've encountered in your life, which is so painful, and you never gave up, okay? That's why you got regeneration. It's like, yeah, you became a totally brand new person in a very positive way, more stronger than ever. That's what I'm getting. And you're looking at your past situations or those negative experiences in a very different way right now, okay? Not unlike before. That's what I was hearing. And they're like saying, wow, group number two has changed so much about how they view things now, okay? The old group number two may have the tendency to see themselves as a victim. I don't know, I'm hearing that. So again, there's something about you changing the way you also see things or you perceive, situations. You just don't perceive a situation as something totally bad, even if it is, all right? You're also kind of like trying to look for the wisdom, the beauty of everything. Wow. And because of that, they're actually viewing you not only as a wise individual, okay, kind of like the hermit, right? But you're also, being viewed now by past connections as somebody who's, again, contented, is what I'm hearing. Very satisfied and happy about your situation, about who you are right now, okay? So yeah, because you got your happiness. And again, you're just being in the flow. You're just enjoying your time. That's actually what I'm getting. You're not basically forcing things anymore. I don't know why I'm hearing that. Okay. So again, they're actually viewing you as somebody who's changed so much as well, emotionally. All right. Gosh, this is so beautiful. And again, I'm so proud of you guys because the way that I feel things based on the energy of the reading is that I could pick up how proud these people are. Like, oh my gosh, wow. That is really amazing. Some of them, honestly, they were able to even learn from you. Even if they never told you that, I like what you said, There's something about group number two. Either you are also kind of like group number one, you may be popular in your social media or what. You may have shared a quote, because I'm hearing quote. You may have shared some quote about life and all that, or you've been discussing something and they're like, whoa, well, very, very, philosophical. That's actually what I'm hearing. Very deep, kind of like, yeah, all those famous, spiritual teachers or what, kind of like Eckhart Tolle maybe, right? Or I don't know. I'm just really getting that. Like there's something about you, communicating or sharing your knowledge and wisdom. And they're like, wow, where did that came from? And it didn't, come from any freaking books or any quotes you just picked up, okay? I love doing that, by the way. I love picking up some quotes, but I'm also picking that up because of my personal experience, which I wanted to share to people. And I feel that's also what some of you have been doing, okay? Because what I'm hearing from Spirit, it's not just based off from, oh, I like this quote, I'm just going to post it. Or it's just based off from textbook or what. It's based mostly from experience, okay? Whatever it is that you've been posting as well, because I'm hearing that right now. And again, that's very specific. It's really, based off from your own personal experience. And they're like, wow, no wonder. All right. At first, they're like, where did that came from? Oh, gosh, that was so deep. But then maybe because of they were able to realize, or maybe, some of them, they were able to witness the things they've been, through, or you've gone through, and they're like, well, yeah, that made this person really wise and deep. Okay. Oh my gosh, I love this reading so much. So it's hard to choose a favorite, to be quite honest. But let's actually move on to the next set of cards. We're not over with the reading. Let's see what else. Yeah, playing it safe. All right. Whoops. Purity and masculine. Okay. Let's pull up another one. Again, you got another 4. So, I don't know. You keep on getting the number 4. Group number 2, okay? For group number 1, they keep on getting the number 3. So maybe that could be, significant for some of you. But anyway, what I'm actually getting here with all these cards about how past connections view you now, like what I said, maybe in the past, they probably viewed you as somebody who's fearful, okay? Either you're bored with your life, you don't know what to do with your life. That's another thing that I'm hearing. But maybe now that you've found what you want, because I'm hearing that, because remember, at the very beginning of the reading, you also got the Ace of Wands, and this is actually talking about inspiration, all right? There's something about creativity or motivation even. And so maybe now they're actually viewing you as somebody who finally found what they're looking for, something that is inspiring them, okay? So that's how they view you now, that you're enjoying whatever it is that you're doing right now. You're feeling satisfied. Maybe in the past they saw you, feeling bored, or you're not happy with where you are. That's actually what I'm getting. Or for some of you, like what I said, they may have viewed you in the past as somebody who's afraid to kind of like step out of your comfort zone. And now they're seeing you as somebody who's very courageous. You're fearless now. Like, yeah, I'm not afraid anymore. All right. I'm a risk taker. That's another thing that I'm also hearing for some of you. Quite interesting to see here a guy meditating. So again, there's something spiritual here. So somebody watching group number 2, very spiritual. So maybe they are also viewing you as somebody who's kind of like very spiritual. You're probably also into, some esoteric stuffs. You're now interested as well in meditation, because we see our guy meditating or doing yoga maybe. And then in terms of looks, by the way, that's another thing that I'm hearing from spirit, just like for group number 1. I'm also getting that still for group number 2, that your looks has changed, all right? For some of you, you're more fit now. There's something about being fit, all right? Like you really look good, whether you're male or female watching this, or it's not gender specific. You're looking good. Basically, that's what they're saying. I'm even hearing despite of the age. So maybe you look young. That's another thing that I'm actually hearing for some of you. So maybe they're like, wow, that's group number 2. I can't believe it. Like, you have been, looking just the same as in the past, or actually not necessarily the same, but it's more of like you have improved so much. Physically speaking, like maybe your body has changed in a way that you're much more fit. Maybe you're always hitting the gym or what. But for others of you, I'm even hearing that you look so youthful still. I keep on hearing that. Like you still look so young. All right. And they're like, wow, what's the secret, girl? Or what's the secret, bro? That's actually what I'm getting. Another thing that I'm hearing as well for some of you guys, again, there's so many specific messages for this reading. That's what I notice. I'm hearing like you even kind of like look so much good now as compared to when you guys were still together. So again, whether these are your exes, your friends, your coworkers from the past, they're like, wow, all right. What is the secret for group number 2? Like, it's like you're like sweet wine, you know, as it ages, it, you know, it becomes much and much more, you know, sweeter and much more beautiful. That's actually what I'm getting for group number two. They're like, wow, you're totally, you know, you're totally far more attractive than you were in the past. That's what I heard. Not to say you're an ugly duckling or what, but that's really what I heard, to be quite honest. Like, maybe in the past you don't really wear makeup, or maybe in the past you really look totally different. Like, I'm even hearing somebody look so kind of like awkward, all right? Or maybe some people are making fun of you about the way you look, all right? Let's just put it that way, because I'm really hearing something very specific. But now they're seeing you as, oh my gosh, is that group number two? Like, their looks has changed so much. I can't believe it. They look even so much better, you know, as compared back in high school, maybe, all right, high school days or what. That was what I was hearing. Oh my gosh, yeah. So another thing that I'm also getting based on these four cards right now is that people view you right now as somebody who kind of like doesn't really want to live in the past anymore, all right? Like, there's something about you kind of like ending the old version of yourself. I keep on hearing that, you know? Like a snake, you've shed old skin, okay? That's what I was hearing. You have changed something, maybe not just appearance or look, but there's something that you've kind of like tried to change completely, all right, about yourself, all right? Whatever that is, because that's what I'm hearing right now from Spirit. And you don't want to be like the same person as you were before. That's another thing that I'm hearing. Like, you don't want to go back to the old self. I keep on hearing that. Like, you are happy with your new self right now. Oh, okay. Are you kidding me? I just heard that from Spirit. Okay, not for all of you guys, but I just heard that right now. Okay, somebody went, like, transformation in terms of, yeah, what do you call that? Oh my gosh, I suddenly went blank. Sexual, yeah, there you go, sexual change, all right? Okay, all right. So that's quite interesting. I wasn't expecting that, you guys. So there's something, yeah, there's something about what Spirit is saying right now about maybe you are biologically a guy and now you're like a woman, like totally, like you change your look. Because I'm hearing something about, yeah, like a really huge transformation in terms of your body. No wonder they're also highlighting the body earlier. So yeah, not for all of you though, but somebody actually underwent some sort of like a totally, you know, major sexual, you know, change, all right, or sex change. That was what I was hearing. Okay. Very interesting. I can't believe this. Very specific for group number two as well. Let's see what else. Yeah. Oh my gosh, look at that confidence. See? Remember earlier I was saying that maybe, you know, people from your past, they may have viewed you as somebody who's actually either very awkward, okay? Some of you guys, honestly, I'll be very, you know, blunt. You know, maybe you're kind of like the nerd in the group, okay? The nerd in the group, very awkward, you know? Maybe some people actually made fun of you or what. You're socially awkward, and now they're like, oh my gosh, you're hot. What happened here? Okay. And you're feeling much more confident. You're actually feeling more assured. You're not insecure anymore. You're not really basically the same person as before, who's insecure with your looks, with how people are going to perceive you. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, you got the Sovereign. My gosh, you're killing it. Group number two. Are you kidding me? People are viewing you as somebody who's really, really strong, powerful. And again, there's a lot of messages for group number two. For some of you, because they witnessed the many challenges that you were faced with in the past, they're seeing you as somebody who became a lot more stronger, okay, much more wiser, all right? Because you got the sovereign, and for me, sovereign is actually talking about you being the ruler of your life. You're more independent, you're strong now, okay? So again, there's also something about that for group number 2. That's part of the change or the positive change that they've seen in you, okay? On top of you're actually, more confident now, unlike in the past, okay? Another thing, again, transformation. So there's really something about physical transformation. Not only that specific message about sex change, that was so strong for someone out there. I don't know who is that for, but yeah, for others of you, maybe you actually you went under the knife. For some of you, that's actually what I heard, and you look so different. I don't know who is that for as well. Or you just basically change your look. Like, wow, I can't believe it. Is that group number 2? Like, you change, Again, glow up is also very strong again for group number 2. I love this reading so much. Let's try to pull up another card here. Yeah, okay. Aw, look at that. Freedom. Maybe that's why I got take time to breathe out and then you got freedom. So they're actually viewing you now as somebody who's feeling more relaxed, okay? Instead of actually being stiff, because I heard stiff. So maybe in the past, people are viewing you as somebody who's stiff. You're not acting in a very natural way, is what I actually heard. Maybe because, again, you're kind of like scared to show your true self, to show who you really are, all right? And so I feel that these people are viewing you in the past as somebody who's very stiff. You're not acting out of, your normal self, all right? You're not being authentic. But now you're like, hell yeah, okay, I'm really happy who I am right now. That's why I got freedom. So you actually kind of like finally unshackled basically the chains that has kind of like tried to keep you from being the person that you're really meant to be. Okay, you broke free from the chains, group number 2. Okay, maybe in the past it's because of either you are afraid, you're not feeling confident. That's why I got the confidence here. And so you may have the tendency in the past to just fit in even, all right, or not act normally, or your natural self is actually what I'm hearing, in other words, not being very authentic. But now you're like, I don't care, all right, I'm just gonna be, who I am. And that's why I got freedom, all right? You were able to unshackle, again, the chains that has bind you, from the person that you're truly meant to be. And now you're feeling more relaxed. You're feeling more your natural self, all right? You're feeling much more okay about your current situation or who you are right now. You're taking control. And because of this freedom and that you can do what you want, you're comfortable with your skin. That's why I got sovereign. You're taking control of your life. Wow, that is so freaking beautiful. For some of you, this is another specific message. Maybe these people were also able to witness that you were controlled, okay, by people around you, all right? Either in the past, you may have the tendency to just always seek for approval as well, or you may have the tendency to be controlled. You give your power to the people around you. Maybe that's why I heard earlier, some of you were either bullied, okay? Like people just walk all over you. And here you are with a sovereign card that, hey, you know what? I've changed, all right? I'm not going to allow people to walk all over me, all right? And also, I'm calling the shots now, all right? If in the past, I always just follow people, what they're saying, all right? And just nodding my head all the time, even if it's not really comfortable and all that. Because again, in the past, maybe you allowed it. But because of you've learned so much from your past experiences that, you know what? I have the power to change how I view myself. I have the power to make some positive, changes within myself so that as I work on my internal condition, my outer experience is also going to be changing. You get what I'm saying? Group number 2, that's what I'm getting. And they're like, wow, you really, improved so much as you were able to work on the inside. No wonder there's a lot of images of people meditating. If you notice that, group number 2, like you really tried to work on the inside first. And because you did the work, and I'm so freaking proud of you, group number 2, your outer experiences change so much, or it's changing. And people are like, wow, you're totally different. And for those people who cannot accept the new you, don't mind them. Don't mind them. Just continue doing, the inner work. And it's paying off, because I tell you, group number 2, you're killing it. Wow, I love this reading so much. I feel like group number 2 is also my favorite, because I could really pick up how you guys have changed so much. That's why I even said, for some of you, maybe people actually treated you so poorly, or you're like the ugly duckling, and you're like, well, I'm not the ugly duckling, all right? I am actually, Snow White, or what, things like that. It's like you have changed so much in a very, very positive way, all right? And they're really amazed. They're like, wow, I can't believe that. How was he or she able to do those things? So yeah, I'm so proud of you, but we're not done yet. Let's just pull up the rest of the cards. Okay, so financially speaking, maybe guys, yeah, you're successful, whether it's your own business or in your own career. Yep, again, there's a lot of cards about being at peace, because you got stillness. Gosh, some of you, it's kind of like what I said, kind of like a Zen feel, you're just very quiet, you're just very, relaxed, okay? You're kind of like always meditating, all right? Wow. Okay. Food, eating. Oh, okay. All right. All right. So yeah, 2 things with the food and eating. What I'm actually getting here, again, there's something about thoughts. And it even says here, be mindful of the thoughts you are ingesting, which is quite interesting, because if you can remember, you actually got the gentle gardener, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just, yeah. This one, right? This card, or Gentle Gardener, is talking about what are you planting, right? Your thoughts. Are you planting good seed or bad seed? So again, what I'm actually picking up for group number 2 is that people view you now as somebody who has really changed so much in how you think, okay? So you've matured as well, just like what I said. Your perception of situations, of people, has changed so much. And at the same time, I'm also getting here, if I also, going to take this literally with the food and eating, yeah, maybe somebody watching group number 2, you're being viewed as somebody who's more particular with your diet, because again, there's something about looks, all right? You look so fit and all that. That's another thing, all right? Some of you, maybe people from the past view you now as somebody who's probably also either interested in cooking. I don't know. I'm really getting that too. Like maybe you have been posting some images of the dishes that you've cooked or what. Or maybe you've been doing some sort of like a vlog about food. I don't know why I'm hearing that, really. So kind of like what? Mark Weems? What? Food travel? I don't know. I'm just kind of like getting that as well. So maybe they're also seeing and you're getting paid for it with this unexpected income. Maybe it just started out as a hobby. Like, I'm just going to post some videos of me traveling or eating on certain what restaurants or what, or featuring this dish that I just ate, and then suddenly, yeah, you're actually earning money from your hobbies or your interests. That's another thing that I'm actually hearing. Yeah, very interesting. I love Mark Weens, by the way. Yeah, I love Mark Weens. Oh gosh. Anyway, let's actually pull up more cards here. Let's see. All right, let's see. Yo, you guys are the champ. I can't freaking believe this. Again, like what I said, you're killing it. Group number 2. Again, at the end of the day, this is their perception. If you would say, that's not me, but that's not me. That's not, again, this is how they view you. All right. All right. Oh, okay. All right. So somebody really, change their behavior. Because you got here, unhealthy behavior that must come to an end immediately. So yeah, some of you've changed so much, whether this unhealthy behavior, it can be self-limiting beliefs, or you're scared, or you're actually insecure, all right? Or it can be, other stuffs, all right? But they're saying something about unhealthy behavior that must come to an end immediately. So yeah, maybe you were able to finally, change that. Yeah, all right. Let's see here. Ooh. Oh my gosh, okay. All right. A lot of cards about changes, really. Wow. What else? Okay. Okay, yeah. There's definitely something about success in whatever it is that you're doing. Again, whether this is about your business, about your career, okay? I even heard earlier, like, you actually started something as a hobby. It's like a hobby, whether it's actually food travel. That's why I kind of like gave that example about Mark Weens, or whatever, okay? It started out as a hobby and you're making money from it, okay? And they're like, wow, all right, that's amazing. So that's how past connections view you now. Like, you are so successful with what you're doing, all right? And they weren't expecting that. For some of you, you change an unhealthy behavior, okay? So that's very positive as well. For instance, it can also be change in diet, okay? Because there's actually a lot of change keywords here for you, group number 2. Some of you also change residences. Okay, so how past connections view you now, they are now viewing you as somebody who probably already relocated and you're enjoying where you are right now, or you've moved houses, or you moved from, this house to this really huge house, and they're like, wow, okay, that can also be that. And then, yeah, it's also because of they are viewing you as a person who really is setting the bar high. Somebody who has so many goals in life. And all of those goals, all those dreams, kind of like a magician, you were able to materialize all of those things, all right? Like all of those dreams, turn to be a reality. And they're like, wow, that is so freaking amazing. No wonder they're viewing you as a champion or as a victor, group number 2. Because you're very hardworking, you're very ambitious. There you go. That's what I was also looking for some of you. People from your past are now viewing you as somebody who was able to accomplish all their dreams, or you were able to get some of the things that you've just been dreaming about in the past, and it's now a reality. I can't believe this. I love this reading. I love this reading. So anyway, before we actually wrap things up, let me actually pull up a message for you guys. Just a random message. Let's see here. Okay. You got Ace of Thought. So let me read it for you guys. Just, there you go. This cherub has arrived to congratulate you for your brilliant new idea, which is truly inspired. Oh my gosh, we were just talking about that earlier, right? About inspiration and all that. Because maybe in the past, people in the past view as somebody's not really liking what you're doing, that you're bored, you're not satisfied. But now that you suddenly have this really amazing idea, they're now viewing you as you're enjoying what you're doing right now, whatever career, whatever hobby or interest. So yeah, anyway, it says here, it's important to communicate clearly and thoroughly with others who are involved in the implementation of your idea. Don't be dissuaded by little challenges along the way. These are merely course corrections to perfect your plan. So there you go. So that can be a message for someone who might resonate with it, all right? But I tell you, group number 2, your reading is so freaking amazing. I love this group, honestly. I really, really love this group. You guys are a champ, okay? So anyway, I'll see you again next week. As always, love and light. Bye-bye now. Hi, Sunstone. It's finally your turn. Let's find out how past connections view you now. I can't believe this because I wasn't expecting that there's so many messages, very specific ones for group 1 and group number 2. So I'm also excited about your reading, okay? So let's find out. Spirit guides, archangels, and angels, please provide some guided messages for the collective we chose, group number 3. How past connections view group number 3. And it's not limited to just exes or past flings or old flame, all right? It's people. Whether you're former classmates or colleagues or whatever. Okay, you got Knight of Swords. Ooh. You have 6 of Swords. You have the Hangman. Page of Wands. King of Pentacles. Wow, 6 of Wands. This is so beautiful. Bottom of the deck, the Star. Are you kidding me? Wow. I can't believe this. Very beautiful for all 3 groups, although we're still starting group number 3. But anyway, I'm seeing here a lot of Swords energies, Aquarius, Libra, Gemini, especially Aquarius. We also have here fire signs, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. We also have Earth, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus. And if it's water, we have Pisces, okay? So, how past connections view you now? And again, this is not just limited to love partnerships or your exes or people you had situationship with, all right? These are just people, all right, that you've dealt with in the past, and we're going to ask how they're viewing you now. And this is really wonderful. They're actually viewing you as a person who's living your dream as well, all right, with a star. They're also, I'm hearing a very specific message for someone watching group number 3 in which you may have actually changed places or residences, relocated. I'm also hearing that, okay? So, people from your past are viewing you as, okay, so group number 3 is now living to a different, location. Like, you really changed location. I'm also hearing that for someone out there. Not for all of you, obviously, because it's a general reading. But there's something about that. For others of you, people from your past are now viewing you as somebody who's just really, basically not afraid to try out things that you may have not tried in the past. I don't know why I'm hearing that. All right. Like, wow. Group number 3 is kind of like having this daredevil energy. You know, you're excited. You're actually more adventurous now. That's actually what I'm hearing. Others of you, there's something about travel as well. All right. So maybe people from your past are seeing you now as somebody who's going to different places, like literally like traveling. And so yeah, they're seeing you enjoying. They're actually seeing you being more open as well, being more flexible to try out different things. There's also even something about culture. Somebody watching group number 3 is speaking multiple languages. I keep on hearing that. Wow. Yeah, maybe because, especially for those, which makes sense, especially for those who actually relocated, okay, like it's not your native language, is what I heard. Or you're probably bilingual, or you're actually, yeah, because that's what I heard. You're speaking a different language now. So people from your past are like, wow, okay, that's amazing. Group number 3 can speak multiple languages now because maybe some of you are also interested in culture. That's actually what I heard, all right? Like you're very interested to learn. Okay, you're actually a type of a person as well that doesn't want to be stuck in one place. All right, kind of like a gypsy even. I don't know why I'm getting that right now. And that the energy of wanting to explore, all right, wanting to try out different things, not just being limited to just, you know, this really small box is what I'm actually hearing from spirit. And that's amazing. So because of that, you have this very free-spirited, there you go, very free-spirited nature about you. People from your past are actually seeing you as, yeah, you're actually not a stuck person. You wanted to grow, you wanted to expand. And again, there's something about expansion, like you have grown so much. And that's because of your desire to try out so many things, you know, and not just be limited to just one thing, okay? Like you are open and flexible to other possibilities. And they're like, wow. I'm also getting here that people from your past is now viewing you as somebody who's matured so much as well. So the word maturity actually appeared for all 3 groups, okay? Even on this, you know, card over here, Page of Wands to the King of Pentacles. All right. So I'm actually getting here as well that people from your past are now viewing you as much more emotionally stable. You're more grounded now. You're actually more practical now. And you're more thinking about your future. That's another thing that I actually heard. So maybe if these are your former classmates or friends from college or high school, you know, they're like, wow. Group number 3 is actually a totally different person now. Like he or she's now thinking about his or her future. Like you're very eager, all right? You're looking ahead, all right? Just like with this Page of Wands over here. You're looking ahead. You are really aiming for the star, okay? That's what I'm getting. I'm getting that very ambitious energy as well. For some of you with the star and the 6 of Wands, I'll be very, very honest here. Not for all of you though, but I'm getting somebody watching group number 3 is very popular. Okay, that's another thing. So popularity, not necessarily celebrity popularity, if you know what I mean, but maybe with what you're doing, okay? Whatever career, whatever job, or maybe you're popular in your social media as well. So people from your past are seeing you as, oh my gosh, group number 3 is such a magnet as well, because of the people who are so drawn to your energy. That's another thing that I'm getting. There's something about people for group number 3. I won't be surprised because he got Aquarius, okay? Aquarius, well, they're humanitarians, okay? So they really love being of service and being of help, all right, to people. And so I'm also getting that. For some of you, maybe the career that you're doing right now, it's you helping a lot of people, whatever type of career. Others of you, you're actually very spiritual. I even heard again for group number 3, just like for group number 1, somebody watching group number 3 is either a psychic or a tarot reader even. Maybe now the people from your past are seeing you as, oh my gosh, group number 3 is so popular in their social media, right? Maybe they're actually, you know, seeing you doing your thing on YouTube. That's another thing that I'm also getting, and people are cheering on you, get a lot of views and likes, and yeah, popularity is so strong. And then whatever the situation is, because it's a general reading, people from your past is now seeing you as a success with the Six of Wands, okay? You're now successful and you are gaining a lot of attention, admiration, and respect, okay? That's why you are the star. And then the last message I'm hearing from Spirit is that people from your past is now viewing you as somebody who's not this, and I feel this is actually for love. Maybe it's one of your exes or it's one of your old flings or whatever. They're actually now seeing you as somebody who's not really interested in them anymore. Okay? And they're like, I can't believe it. Group number 3 actually moved on from me. Because you have a lot of cards about transition, even with the Six of Wands, okay? Because Six of Wands is moving forward, all right? He's riding this horse and he's not looking back. He's just, you know, really moving forward. You're not allowing yourself to be stuck anymore. Maybe you were just stuck on them in the past, okay? Maybe they got used to that. They're always waiting for them. Your energy is all over them. But now they're actually viewing you as, hell no. You know what? I got to live my life. All right? I'm free. So, group number 3, congratulations. Like, people from your past are definitely seeing you, especially when it comes to love and romance. Like, they're basically saying, just like, I feel that this message also came up from one of the groups. I just forgot. Because when I do the reading, I go on and on and on and on. I just keep on babbling. But I just really heard that as well from one of the groups, in which somebody also, you know, got her really hurt. Like, oh gosh, I can't believe it. He or she has moved on from me completely, because you're living your life now, right? You're living your dreams. You're putting more focus on your dreams, your ambitions, your goals, all right? Unlike in the past, maybe they felt it energetically speaking that you're all over them. Like your whole world is all about them, okay? And now here you are. You're actually just living your own life, all right? You're happy where you are, or at least you're just putting your focus on what's really going to make you happy. That's what I'm getting. I love all 3 groups, although we're still starting out for you guys, but I tell you, I love this reading so much. I love the energy, and I'm so proud of you guys, because even if you might say that's not the case, and again, perception, right? It's how these people view you. Not necessarily it's correct, or it is really, you know, a fact, but that's how they view you. So anyway, let's pull up another set of cards. You got Death, Transformation. Yeah, you change. You have changed, group number 3. Let's pull up another. Focus. Okay. Yeah, Darkest Fears. Okay. Effort. All right. I love this. Oh my gosh. So, here's the thing. Group number 3. Again, like what I said, people from your past are viewing you as somebody who's changed in a very positive way, okay? And what they're actually saying based on these 4 cards is that you're actually no longer the person who tends to overthink situations, all right? Because you got the 9 of Swords. So maybe in the past, they may have actually viewed you as somebody who always overthinks, all right? Who tries to overcomplicate situations by thinking about it, always overanalyzing it, all right? But now you're putting your focus on something that is actually going to be far more better for you, all right? Maybe your focus in the past is on the wrong things, either on the wrong things or your behaviors change, all right? Like you're more mindful of where you put your focus towards. That's really what I'm getting here. And they were also able to witness, or they're viewing you now as somebody who was able to kind of like change their heavy situation into something positive, all right? That you really worked hard to get out of something that is very difficult or challenging, okay? And again, they're viewing you as somebody who doesn't give up as well. Even if the situation that you've been in, it was so horrific, because that's actually what I heard. You've been through a lot as well. You may have lost a lot even, all right? But people from your past are now viewing you as well as somebody, again, who became so strong, and that you continuously, do your part. You're persevering to reach your goals, your ambitions. And because of that really positive trait or how you did things, they're viewing you now as somebody who was able to overcome a difficult situation, or they're viewing now as somebody stronger than ever. I love this. Gosh, because I'm drawn to the mountains over here. All right. So, yeah, for some of you watching group number 3, whoever this is for you, or these people are basically past connections, they were able to witness maybe the things that you've been through. All right. Or they're well aware of what has happened in your life. But now they're actually viewing you as, my gosh, wow, group number 3 is very resilient. No matter how challenging their situation was, they just don't give up. They just keep on going, all right? And yeah, I could feel that they're very proud of you, how strong you are, group number 3. Yeah, you got attachment. Now, this is actually for those who are going to resonate more with exes, or the people that you had a situationship with, or person you had a situationship with. Like what I said, I feel that they're definitely aware that you're into them, and they're actually used to it, that you're always there, and that you're all over them, your energy is all over them. But now they're kind of like seeing you now as somebody who's changed so much. You actually broke the chains, is what I'm hearing. Okay? You're no longer so much attached to them anymore, all right? And that's why, I could pick up that their ego was also wounded, okay? That, look at group number 3. They're not into me anymore. They're living their life. They're moving forward, just like what I said. Well, good for you, group number 3. If you're resonating with that, I'm so freaking proud of you. Because again, you guys, all right? You have to think about yourself as well. Make sure that you really create balance in your life, because that's one of the things I personally experienced. In the past, I was just so obsessed with my twin flame. No kidding. Like, I wasn't really thinking about my work anymore. All the time I was watching pick a card reading, but during that time, pick a card was not so popular, before I did the pick a card reading myself. But I was also watching a lot of tarot channels, astrology, and all that. I was so obsessed. And I was even so obsessed with the twin flame thing. Like, I would get a message like, I would be in union with my twin flame by this month or what. And I was like, yeah, I'm so excited, but it never happened, I was just basically, so attached to this connection that I suddenly realized I'm not living my life anymore. Like, what am I doing with my life? Why is my world revolving around this person? That's the hardest lesson I've learned as well when it comes to love and romance. So, I'm so proud of you, because I feel that this is what you're learning, okay? Because the fact that these people are now, or the past connections are viewing you now as somebody who's not attached to them anymore, that you're living your own life, you're looking after your own self, you're looking after what makes you happy. Wow, group number 3, I'm so freaking proud of you. All right? You go, girl. You go, boy. Live your life, all right? You deserve to be happy. So let's see, what else? Yeah, Golden Palace. See, you got soulmates. So for group number 3, I noticed there's a lot about love and partnerships. That's what I noticed. Okay. Oh, wow. I'm actually hearing a very specific message right now from Spirit, but this is not for all of you, but that was so strong. Okay. All right. Okay. I'm hearing from Spirit right now. Again, like what I said, all three groups, they have specific messages. For group number 3, Spirit is actually saying somebody watching group number 3 got married to a foreigner. I'm getting Muslim. Yeah, foreigner, Muslim. So I don't know whether they're referring to, okay, being, in a relationship with somebody who's a foreigner. Because they're saying something about you either relocated, you're moved to a different country, a foreign country, and maybe you are in a relationship with a foreigner, all right? That's another thing I'm hearing right now from Spirit. But I heard Muslim. Yeah. Hold up, guys, because I'm hearing some messages. Okay, all right. So I'm hearing from Spirit as well that past connections view you now as somebody, like what I said, you kind of like adapted to this culture. Okay, there's something about that. You adapted this culture. Maybe you've also changed religion, because I heard that very, very strongly. I don't know why Spirit kept on saying Muslim. Okay, so I'm also hearing that right now. Or maybe you are an yeah, I'm getting Arabic, or yeah. That was really interesting. My gosh. I just heard it. But anyway, let's just go back to it, because Spirit is giving me, different messages here. But anyway, what I'm actually picking up, like what I said, you're no longer attached to them anymore. All right? It's like maybe in the past, your entire world is just revolving around, these exes, and now they're actually seeing you happy. Maybe if you are, especially for those who are resonating with, I'm taken already, all right? And I'm happily married, or I'm in a commitment with someone that I really love. There you go. Not for all of you, but I'm hearing that right now. Somebody watching group number 3, they were finally able, all right, to meet the love of their life, all right? And these exes of yours, they're like seeing you now as, oh, group number 3 is freaking happy with their new person or with their person, okay, that you finally found your soulmate and all that. And so I'm actually, getting here that deep down they're jealous, of course, all right? Or their ego was wounded. And then another thing I'm also getting, you got the worry. And it says here, I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. Well, you got the Knight of Swords earlier, right? And Knight of Swords is also talking about over worrying, all right? You're overthinking. So again, you change. You are not the same person as before anymore, who tends to overthink a situation, overcomplicate a situation. They have to have answers for everything. For some of you, that's actually what I'm hearing. You're like in the flow now, all right? You're not really stressing yourself out, worrying about something, or I'm getting unnecessary worry even, all right? Like you're actually a lot more relaxed now, and you're very balanced, not only with your heart, but with your mind as well, group number 3. Oh my gosh, this is such a beautiful reading as well. And I noticed for all 3 groups, there's a lot of repeating numbers. For group number 1, if I'm not mistaken, is number 3? Was it number 3? Yeah, and then group number 2, it's number 4. And it's crazy. For group number 3, it's number 5. Crazy. So 5 is also talking about changes. So again, you change so much for the better. Okay? For the better. So let's see. So you may think, if you're saying, oh, it's not me, or I don't see myself that way, again, this is how they view you. All right? Yeah, see? You got the unexpected. Okay. Let's actually pull up another deck here. Ooh, cards are flying out. Patience and planning. And again, number 7. Are you kidding me? A lot of repeating numbers for group number 3. So on top of number 5, you keep on getting the number 7. Oh my gosh, commitment. Okay. All right. Oh, knowing. All right. Okay. Very interesting for group number three. Okay, so let's start off with this very specific message I'm hearing right now just by looking at these cards. So for group number three, what I actually heard was, like what I said, for some of you, and this is about people from your past or probably your exes or you had a romantic situationship with, let's just put it that way. They, again, weren't expecting with the unexpected card that you're not going to wait for them anymore and that you've moved forward, okay? And so they're kind of like, saying to themselves, like, okay, what happened? Like, I know that group number three is so much into me, right? Wow, ego. Oh my gosh. But again, you've shown this person, and I believe group number three, you're doing it not for this person. Because that's what I heard from Spirit. You're doing it for yourself. And that's why I'm so freaking proud of you guys. Okay? You're doing this for yourself. And that's really amazing. Again, like what I always say, you have to grow a beautiful relationship with yourself first. Because relationships are mirrors. If you don't love yourself, if you don't give enough time for yourself, how can you expect other people to treat you the same, right? So that's what you've been doing. And so I'm getting like, somebody's definitely saying like they weren't actually expecting that you're not going to wait on them anymore, right? Maybe this person, that's another thing I'm hearing, okay? Maybe this person was in a committed partnership with someone at that time when you met them. And maybe this person promised, like, okay, I'm going to divorce because you got your commitment. Because that's what I'm hearing. That they promised that they're going to choose you over this person that they're with. But you probably waited. Yeah, you probably waited so much. But until you had this wake-up call, like, you know what? I have to live my own life. I can't wait forever. All right? And so now people from your past or whoever that was for you, for those who are resonating, they're like, wow, they've moved forward. They didn't wait for me. Okay. Another specific message I'm hearing right now, somebody watching group number three, either these people are your friends or what, you may have shared to them in the past that you don't believe in marriage. Okay. That you really are not a big believer of marriage, or that you will never marry. That's actually what I heard. And the unexpected here is that people from your past views you now as, oh my gosh, I thought group number three doesn't believe in marriage, and here you are, you're happily married, or that you've married someone. Because I heard that. For some of you, you've married a person who's a foreigner, because that's what I heard earlier. Okay, somebody watching group number three either married or is in a commitment. Let's just put it that way. You are in a committed partnership with somebody from a different culture or race. Okay, and they weren't expecting that as well. Okay, for some of you, like what I said, maybe they were seeing you in the past as somebody who would not marry because maybe you mentioned to them that I don't believe in marriage, I'm okay being single and all that, and they're like, what happened? Okay, and now here you are, you're tied to someone. That's very specific, so only take what applies again, all right, because I'm sharing a lot of specific messages for all three groups. Finally, you got the knowing card, okay, and so like what I said, just when I saw the star card as well as, what was that card again earlier? Yeah, there was actually a card that I saw at the beginning of this reading. But anyway, the star card and the Six of Wands, there you go. So somebody watching group number three is definitely doing some sort of like a spiritual career. All right, we see here a tarot reader or somebody's actually into divination, palmistry and all that. So I'm actually, picking up that people from your past or past connections are actually viewing you now as somebody who actually changed a totally different type of career that was so strong again. So maybe these people, maybe maybe you actually work in a regular type of job, and they're like, I wasn't expecting that group number three is actually into all those spiritual stuffs like tarot reading, and I could resonate with you guys because honestly, a lot of people, they find it so weird that I'm actually into tarot. Even my coworkers from Dell Computers, they were like, wow, you're weird. I don't know. Some of them, they weren't able to say it, of course, but I could read them. Like, they find it so weird that I've been posting on my Instagram in the past, which I deleted, by the way, that I've been posting, tarot decks and all that. And I could feel that they're, having a different, of course, which is understandable. They have this, judgment around these stuffs. Some people, they would view tarot reading or what as evil, which is totally, hilarious. It's not, okay? It's how you actually use your tools, your abilities, right? Or your gifts. So, of course, that is expected. People who are doing spiritual stuffs or spiritual career would be judged by people. And that's why a lot of people, they're hiding, in the shadows. They don't want really to come out there and share their gifts because they're afraid of being judged, all right? Which is understandable. But for those who are resonating with, yeah, I'm actually, doing my stuff now as a psychic, a tarot reader, a healer. I'm also getting that, or whatever divination, because we see here a woman is doing tarot, but we're also seeing other divination tools, whether it's palmistry or what. And so they weren't expecting that you change careers, all right, or that you've been doing this. They're like, I can't believe it. Group number three is actually into all those stuffs. So again, whoever this is for, high five. I can actually resonate with you, okay? Because honestly, a lot of people who knew me were like, what? Why are you into all of these stuffs about tarot or doing, all of these spooky stuffs or weird stuffs, as they call it? Because they don't know, of course, that I'm actually into this ever since I was young. And since I was exposed to all of these, things, growing up in a family of psychic, all right? And of course, I don't share everything to people, especially coworkers or colleagues. They'd be freaked out, So some of them, they actually, accidentally found my YouTube channel, by the way, which I was really, not expecting, honestly. They're like, oh, I can't believe it. You have a YouTube channel and here you are, you're Ethereal Empress. And I was like, okay, I don't know how they actually got that. But anyway, yeah, I could resonate with you guys. So anyway, they weren't expecting that you change your careers. Some of them, they weren't expecting you have these gifts, They're like, wow, really? Group number three? So some of you are very popular, all right, in whatever it is that you're doing, whether it's spiritual career or whatever type of career. Because again, popularity is so strong as well for group number three. And yeah, because you got here 6 of Wands. You're killing it as well, group number three. And they're like, wow, group number three is popular, all right, getting a lot of attention, admiration, okay. So let's see, what else? A win-win outcome is forecast. All right, let's see. So again, there's really something about balance, especially that this is actually Libra. So yeah, you're a lot more balanced now. Oh my gosh, and you got wisdom. So let's stop here. Yeah. People from your past, group number three, they're actually seeing you as somebody who has grown so much with the wisdom. You've learned a lot from past experiences. So they're viewing you now as, wow, group number three has matured so much with all of these wisdom they have, all right? And part of the wisdom, I really feel it's something to do with balance. Okay, that you're not the same person as before anymore, in which you're always either giving away your energy to people, your power, everything, or that, for instance, that example that I heard, that all of your attention, your energy, your focus is just glued to this person that you want, okay, and you're not living your life. But because of that, they are viewing you now as a totally different person, that you have learned from it, all right? You're more balanced now. You're looking after your own self, all right? For some of you, especially for those people who are resonating with, I'm doing a spiritual type of career, because that's what I heard right now. They're viewing you now as, oh my gosh, group number three is kind of like a guru, okay? Maybe you are actually, again, has been sharing a lot of wisdom, all right, to the people that are watching your videos, even, all right, especially if you're actually doing YouTube yourself or what, and they're like, wow, group number three, the wisdom, the depth. That's actually another thing. And even if you're not doing YouTube, like, or any other social media, people from your past are viewing you now as somebody who's learned so much. Okay, you've grown so much, you've learned so much, you've matured so much. And again, I'm drawn to this image of the dragonfly. Dragonfly is also talking about maturity. Okay? So the word maturity as well is applicable for group number three. Gosh, I love this reading so much. I can't believe it. It's almost 2 hours again. Because when you love what you're doing, you just go on and on and on. Anyway, let's see what else. Ooh, yeah, occupation. Well, I'm not going to be surprised. Like what I said earlier, for some of you, you change jobs and in such a way that they weren't expecting. Like, what? From 9 to 5 job into something that's totally different. Like, I wasn't expecting that. I thought you were just going to move to a different company, but still the same type of field. For instance, you are a doctor. Okay, that's just an example. And you're like a tarot reader now. Like, what is going on? Like, what are you doing? That is actually, what I'm also feeling for some of you. Okay, like there was a really huge shift, career change is really what I'm getting as well. Okay, for others of you, this occupation card is actually talking about how successful you are in your career right now. Okay, or that you're putting your focus now more on your goals, on your dreams, on your work. Okay. Yeah, unlike in the past, maybe again, you have isolated yourself as well with this cave over here. That's another thing that I'm actually getting. So I'm also hearing something about being sociable, all right? Like you're socializing with people now, and they're like, wow, okay. Because again, there's something about people for group number three. Either there's a lot of people watching you, especially if you're doing as well some, either YouTube or you're popular on Facebook or Instagram or what. There's something about you dealing with people as part of your work. Okay, let's just put it that way. All right. And they weren't expecting that because maybe they're also kind of like viewing you as somebody who's kind of like the shy type, an introvert. That's another thing that I'm also hearing from spirit for some of you. Okay. Or again, like what I said, you just actually stepped out of your comfort zone. Okay. That's how they view you now. Okay, let's see. Celebrity. Oh my gosh. I was just saying earlier, okay, not necessarily celebrity famous, okay, but who knows? Maybe a celebrity is watching group number three. Wow, okay. So it says here, shine like the star that you are. Well, even if not necessarily celebrity famous, okay, because we just said that earlier when I saw the star card and as well as the 6 of Wands. Basically, what Spirit is actually saying here is that you're shining, all right? You're shining, you're showing the world what you got with whatever career that you're doing right now, whatever hobbies or interests, okay? Gosh, you guys are killing it. Yeah, because of your gift. You have all these gifts, all these talents, and you're actually getting a lot of attention and popularity with a celebrity for all of the gifts that you are actually sharing to the world out there. I'm so proud of you guys. And then you got teeth. So I'm also getting here for group number three. There's something about taking a chance or taking a risk. Okay, I heard that very strongly. So maybe you took a chance on something, and it's a great move because you're reaping the rewards for taking that leap of faith, is what I heard. Yeah, because this is also what I'm hearing right now from Spirit. if you didn't, take that chance, or you didn't actually step out of your comfort zone and you just stayed inside this cave, you won't be, shining like the star that you are, right? And that you're meant to be, because you're getting attention. You're getting a lot of admiration. Not necessarily the celebrity like status or what, or popularity, but it's just you, all right? Stepping out of your comfort zone, sharing your gifts, doing what you really love. I can't believe this. It's hard to choose a favorite. Honestly, all three groups are my favorite. Anyway, you got the number 7 again. There's a lot of repeating numbers for group number 3. You got 5 and 7 actually. Anyway, let's pull up more. How past connections view group number 3 now. Yeah, communication. All right. So maybe you're a lot more communicative, or you're doing a type of career in which you are sharing your knowledge, you're speaking up. So whether it's kind of like a motivational speaker, even for some of you, or they're seeing you feeling more confident in expressing yourself with the communication card. Yeah. Oh gosh. Wow. Let me just pull up the rest of the cards. Okay. All right. Yeah. Oh my gosh. Wow. This is exactly what I was thinking about earlier. Uh-huh. Yeah. Okay. Yep. Not your Prince Charming. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Let me start off with love and romance, because that was so strong. Out of all the 3 groups, for group number 3, that was so strong. Anyway, for love and romance, here's what I'm actually picking up. And maybe this is, again, referring to your old flame, or exes, or, a person that you had a romantic situationship with. What I'm actually getting here is that, again, they're viewing you now as somebody who had a wake-up call. All right, you woke up. You're like, just like what I heard earlier, somebody saying, I can't wait forever. What am I doing with my life? All right, I gotta live my life. I gotta enjoy my life. All right, why am I doing all these things? So yeah, that's how they view you now, that you have this wake-up call, and you're also more wiser now because you got the wisdom card. You're probably in the past, either, it can also be your close, friends from the past, or what. Maybe they actually probably saw you as somebody who may have the tendency to settle for less. All right. But now they're actually viewing you as somebody who's not just going to give your heart to someone right away. Okay, you're very careful. You're very selective when it comes to the people that you're dating, let's just say, all right? And you're very particular as well with their intentions. That's another thing that these people are saying about you, or how they view you now, which is amazing. And then you got finding the wrong partner, not your Prince Charming. So how they view you now, like what I said, they actually view you as somebody who had this wake-up call. Maybe you've actually kissed, a lot of frogs in the past, okay? But despite of those failures and connections or relationships, that has made you stronger and wiser person that you are right now, okay? And another wonderful thing that I'm actually hearing right now with this card over here, because earlier, I actually also saw that for group number 3. You've been through a lot, okay? Heavy situations, a lot of difficulties and challenges in life. But they're actually viewing you as somebody who was able to kind of like view those hardships in a very different angle or lens or perspective. Something that is mature, like you're always now looking for the gift connected to a situation. You're not just perceiving a situation that is totally bad, okay? Which is very mature, all right? Gosh, group number 3, your reading is so beautiful. And then for some of you, I'm actually picking up that either somebody watching group number 3 already have kids or have a child, all right? That's another thing. So you're also saying that right now that people from your past, probably they're now seeing you as somebody who's already a mom or a dad, or you may have a child now. That's actually what I'm getting, that you're more a hands-on parent is what I'm getting. Yeah. And then I'm hearing right now from Spirit that you've, again, maturity is so strong. Maybe in the past, they may actually view you as somebody who's immature. You're kind of like very childish. But now, the way you perceive things, the way you handle your situation is far more different. Gosh, group number 3. I love your reading too. So before I wrap things up, let me actually pull up a random message for you. Message for group number 3. Let's see. 8 of emotion. It says here, you feel a deep longing for something meaningful in your life. In your heart, you know that there's more out there waiting for you in the world. It may be time to switch careers, move to a new home or city, or initiate other important changes. Do what's right for you and seek out your magical new life. Are you kidding me? Hold up. That's crazy. If you can go back to the very beginning of your reading, group number 3, that's actually what I just said, right? Remember I said something like, because that's what I heard from Spirit, that a lot of you guys are very free-spirited. Like, you don't want to be stuck in just one place or in a situation that is very routinary. Like, you always wanted to explore. You wanted to expand. You wanted to try something new, okay? You wanted to find out what's more out there, all right? Again, a very free-spirited nature. So this is just a validation, not necessarily a message for you. So that's how these people are viewing you now, that you actually decided to take a chance or to take a risk, to try out things they haven't tried before, or that you really tried to step out of your comfort zone. You've really, completely changed or switched careers. Remember I said something about relocation too, right? And it says here, move to a new home or city, all right? Or even country, because that's actually what I heard earlier, all right? So, wow, that's how they're actually viewing you. But for some of you, this is also a message, all right? And since you are a person who doesn't want to be doing the same stuff over and over again, because you have this longingness or this desire to be open to other possibilities, other opportunities, go for it, all right? Maybe this is actually a green signal for you, all right? Follow your heart. Do what's right for you. Do what really feels good about you, all right? So seek out, again, it says here, your magical new life. Oh my gosh, you guys, I so love your reading. It's really hard to choose a favorite, honestly. I love all 3 groups, but I would have to say that 2 and 3, it's my ultimate favorite. But anywho, that's all I have for you, group number 3. That's how people from your past view you now. I'll see you again, as always, next week. Love and light. Bye-bye.